create a orienteering course that boys will design. It's one of the merit requirements for the Royal Rangers Orienteering Merit. And some of the tools that I use is Google. And I'm going to have it go ahead and zoom in on our church. We're in southern Missouri, so it's going to zoom in on that. It's a saved place that I saved up there. And once it gets up into that point and it zooms in on it, I'm going to jump up here to the maps and view in Google Maps. Google Maps has kind of a more of a little bit of a flat, not 3D, so it seems to be a little bit better for just a flat map, kind of looking straight down on it. And once it does that, it loads up, we're going to click over here and tell it to turn off all of the labels, turn them off, and so we don't have any labels going on there. And we'll zoom in, and of course here's our church. And what I'm wanting to do is to get a picture of the church property, as close as I can get it. And I'm going to hit Control and Print Screen, and then I'm going to load up a printing program. I'm going to exit that. I use IRFN View. It's a free download, great little program. I use it all the time. And there is our picture. So I'm going to crop it. And basically, this is just the church property. Probably crop it down to about, I think we go back in here, but just for the sake of a better picture, I'm not going to have the boys go out in the woods. I'm going to crop that. And we are going to crop, edit, crop selection. And there we have this map. This has all of the points that the boys would go on. While I'm in this, I would take this and I would print this, save this picture as a picture on my desktop, and then I would print this probably to a PDF factory, tell it to best fit, and we'll just tell it to go ahead and print to the PDF factory. And the PDF factory, if you don't have it, it's a great program. You can add all kinds of pictures from different files. So I've got one page in there in the PDF factory. We're going to leave that minimized. Close that down. We're going to load the Ranger database and get our control cards picked up. And you'll find that down here in races and other events, Orienteering. I'm going to go over here to control codes. I can make this a little bit bigger, but it's basically right there. And we're going to tell it to preview. And it's telling me that if you're in preview mode. Okay, so then I would print this, go file print, send that to the PDF factory. So I've got 2 pages there. And then we'll just close out of that and return back. And return back to the main. Okay, so this is your control card. The other 2 pages are over here in the PDF factory. Let's look at them real quick. And what I would do is I would print these front to back and then laminate it. And then the boys will use a Sharpie and they'll mark on this map with circles what they need to do. I use just a denatured alcohol to clean the map with a Sharpie. Black works fine. And they'll circle their points, and then they will draw lines and vectors and things like that way. So I would save that and call that the orienteering course for the boys, that kind of thing. Then I would also print this sheet off here, and this is their course. This is for our Ozark boys, and this is the length of it, and they're about to climb. And then each one of these indicate to the boys, don't get real caught up on this part of it. Just basically have them go from A, which is start, and they would go how many degrees and how many feet. And everything in this line points to control point B. Everything on this line points to control point C. So these would be what you would need to get to that control point, and so on. So they would create that with the control cards. The little control symbols would fit in here if they apply. Sometimes they don't apply. You won't put anything in there. But basically, they put in like the heading of the compass, and then how many feet, how many steps they put into it. With boys younger, we don't, 15 and younger, they have a real issue counting their stride. They can count steps. So I'll have them walk 100 feet and tell me how many steps they did in 100 feet, and then this will give them the calculation on how many steps that they actually cover in 100 feet, so that they can then use this, go back to their map, and lay this out accordingly to their map. And so basically what I will do is I'll take them and hand them the sheet, say, okay guys, you can orient this map north, or you can just circle some points on here, and then we can go outside and use the compass heading. So what I would do is I would just tell them, give them a Sharpie, tell them to pick themselves a start point. It can be any point. I will recommend a fixed point. Something out in the middle of the parking lot will be hard to define, but any of these fixed points, and change of directions, trees, lights, barbecue grills, swing sets, whatever, that can be their start point. They can pick whatever they want to, and then have them circle that. I said, I'll tell them to put 8 points on there. The last 2 points will probably be redirecting them back to start. So let's say they want to start right here. They can circle that, and that's going to be A. And then they come over here to the corner of this fence, and that would be B. Circle it. C. Circle it. And let's say we went back over here to the corner of this playground. That'd be D. Circle it. And maybe up to this path right here. E. Circle it. Come over here to the ball diamond. F. Circle it. Corner of the parking lot here would be G. Circle it. And then they're going, uh-oh, I need to get back over here. So come back to the corner over here. Circle it. H. Circle it. I. Circle it. And then back to A. So they're just going to have to probably use at least the last 2 points to get back to their start point. And then they'll come out here, and then they'll do their headings. Starting from there, going up to this first point, they do a heading, they walk it off, and they write down how many feet. Now you can do this in Google Earth with their line, and you can get your headings, and you can basically lay your orienteering course out with Google Earth and never even being there. So there's really no place with Google Earth now that we can lay out an orienteering course before you even get out there. But you can zoom in. So anyway, that makes it handy for them, and that's one of the requirements for the boys to create a orienteering course in our Royal Rangers Orienteering Merit.